member of Plus Two Comedy. He's been the king of campus comedy. He hosts an open mic every week. No Houlihan!
Notebooks over here. Guys, I'm going to be real with you guys. Last year we were here, and Mike brought up the fact that we test a lot of stuff out here. So I'm going to get real with you guys throughout the course of this. So real that I might ask you to cut the camera. That might happen. So real that at some point during my set, I'm going to tell a story, and you're going to fear for my safety. That is a thing that's going to happen. So right now, I'm going to tell you how the set ends. This way you're not worried throughout the rest of the set, okay? So the set is going to end with my fiance running into the room and screaming, "Noah, that man wants to have sex with you." Okay, that's how it ends. So I end up fine. That happens. So we'll see how we get there. Well, and we start with Mario. Let's talk about Mario. Did you guys play Odyssey at all? A couple of you? All right, cool. I thought Odyssey was a fantastic game, but the concept of the hat freaks me out. If you haven't played Odyssey, Mario wears a hat, and if he throws the hat onto something, he becomes the hat. And then you control like a frog or a dinosaur or a bullet bill. That freaks me out because that makes me think, what if Mario isn't Mario? What if all these years it's just been the hat? So like the first time he threw that hat onto something else, Mario the plumber reappeared for the first time in 25 years. Like, whoa, where have I been? Where's my plumbing company? When did I get a doctorate? How did this happen? How many parties did I throw? It's me again. That's a scary concept. And I've only played a little bit of Mario, but if I understand the concept correctly, Mario and Bowser proposed to Princess Peach at the same time. That's what the amiibos told me, at least. She should 100% pick Bowser, right? I mean, think about it. Mario's a plumber, and Bowser has at least 8 castles every time I see them. At least, yeah, they're full of lava, but 8 castles, that's amazing. And yeah, Mario's been dating her for a while and takes her like go-karting and like throws all these parties for her. But he's always like hitting her with shells and using Boo to steal stars away from her. That's not a good boyfriend. And from what I understand, Bowser doesn't need a mushroom to get big. That's just something. Oh! That's right. I threw mad shade at Mario. What are you going to do? And they finally announced a new Smash game, which we've been waiting for. Well, as soon as there was a new system, we're like, yo, new Smash, make it happen. But did you hear about the characters that they got in this new one? They look amazing. There's going to be a Valve character. Gordon Freeman's going to be in it. Yeah, they announced that. He's not coming out until like 2026. But he's going to be in it. It's going to be awesome. Harmonix threw in a Guitar Hero, which is going to be great, but you have to buy a $60 controller to use them. That's a pain in the ass. Rockstar wants to have someone from Grand Theft Auto in it, and Nintendo has banned him, so that's going to be rough. And EA is actually allowing one of their characters to be in it, but he costs $1 million. And that has been fake news with no. My favorite game this year, and not a lot of people agree with me, but the game that I've definitely had the most fun with this year is Friday the 13th. Have you guys played that game? Oh yeah, that game is awesome. It's very simple. One person is Jason Voorhees, and you're at Camp Crystal Lake. And you get together with all the council. Like, all right, we're going to fight Jason. All right? We're going to do it. All right? So everybody get your weapons, and we're going to do this. And then everyone runs off in different directions and gets killed. It is the perfect simulation of a horror movie that I've ever seen. Just every game is, guys, upstairs. Damn it! Now they're dead. And they added a new mode called the virtual cabin, where it's just you, it's first person, and you're investigating a cabin and seeing if you can solve the mystery of Jason Voorhees. Which means you're the idiot from the horror movie that walks into a haunted house going, I gotta solve this. Let's pick up some relics. Oh, this is interesting. Jason! God damn it. It is the perfect recreation of a horror movie. It's incredible. All right, I lost you guys, but it's fine. And Five Nights at Freddy's came out with a new game. Did you guys play the new Five Nights? No? Good, you're all smart people. To be honest, no one has ever played a Five Nights at Freddy's game. Every fan of Five Nights at Freddy's is like, oh my god, you gotta play this game, it's so scary. Have you played it? No. It's scary. Oh, watch Markiplier play it on I'm not gonna play it, that's ridiculous. But and they're like, but you know, I don't play it for the gameplay. I love the story. Oh, the story of Five Nights at Freddy's is so good. It's so good. No, it's not. The story of Five Nights at Freddy's is garbage. Like, if you want a good story, play The Last of Us. The Last of Us is a brilliant story. Like, the story in The Last of Us is a fine steak. It's just like, look at this character development. Oh, it's so tender. Oh, it's so good. I usually don't like mushrooms, but it's really good in this. It works really well. Delicious. Five Nights at Freddy's story is like an undercooked hot dog. It's terrible. But they hide the story so much from you that you're starving. You're like, please, Scott, just tell me something. I wanna know. I need to know this. Please tell me. Mangle's a female. Oh my God, thank you. I'm gonna post a post on Reddit. I fear it. Love this shirt. You know, this game's supposed to scare me, and it doesn't scare me. What scares me is a friend of mine recently had a baby. Now that's scary. That's some scary stuff. And I even hate the phrase of it. My friend had a baby. That means he once had a baby, and now it's gone. That's what I want. You can go back to playing Borderlands on Saturdays. No. He continues to have a baby. And it's weird, because like I've known this guy my whole life, and for the longest time, his greatest fear was getting a girl pregnant and having a child. And then it was planned. Like, that was the goal, was to have a kid. And that is the only thing that will ever move from greatest fear to life goal. Like, there will never be a time where you walk up to me and be like, hey, no, what are you doing? You know, trying to get buried alive. Hopefully in a box full of spiders while my dad says he's never been proud of me. My dad's never been proud. You know, it takes a lot to scare me. I went to Six Flags, and I went for their Horror Fest. And if you ever want to throw $200 down a sewer, Horror Fest is the way to go. I just walked around an amusement park while people dressed as clowns jumped out and shook a can of washers in my face and then ran away. Yeah. Their way of scaring me is the same way I scare my cat when he gets too close to the PlayStation. And if that doesn't work, they just spray you with water. You scared? And I went with a friend of mine. A friend of mine was like, this is stupid. Clowns aren't scary. Clowns are terrifying. Where have you been? There hasn't been a funny clown in 20 years. You know what I've never heard? I've never had a friend come up to me and go, yo, Noah, I saw the funniest thing. A clown! Oh my God. You should have been there. His shoes were way too big. His hair was orange, but like not the orange that like hair should be. And when he squeezed his nose, it went, oh, waka? Oh my God. So funny. No one's ever said that. And if someone says that to you, stab them. A clown has got to them, and they're a pod person. I'm not positive. positive that's true, but are you willing to take that risk? I'm not. Stab them. I'm just kidding. Oh, God. I'm a huge nerd. That's why I'm here. And it's tough to be a nerd, you know. People say that it's good to be a nerd these days, and it's not. It's not true. Because you know who really hates nerds? God. God hates nerds. It's true. And my theory on this is because every time one of our heroes goes to heaven, God kicks them out and sends them back to earth. Have you noticed that? No one can stay dead. Like, in my mind, God's up in heaven, and these heroes are just driving him crazy. It's just God up there like, Superman, can you put that down? That's the rock that's so big that even I can't move it. Can you put that down, please? I made it to prove a point, please. Batman, stop lurking. You're in heaven. There's no shadows. You're with your parents. You should be happy. Knock it off. Goku, did you leave again? You can't just come and go as you leave. You know what? All of you, out of here and back to Earth. That's right. Everyone, let's go. Eris, you say. Eris, you say. But everyone else back to Earth. Sick of it. God sits down all defeated. The kind old man puts a hand on his shoulder. It's okay, God. But with great power comes great responsibility. He's like, I know, Uncle Ben. I'll never send you back. And Uncle Ben's like, yeah, that's what you said to Bucky. And he has his own movie now. You gotta one of those. It's weird that, like, there's so many nerds throughout history. And I was reading this thing about Leonardo da Vinci. Yeah, this took a weird turn. Stay with me. Apparently, like, that we have his notes on all the things that he was like planning to create and stuff. And if you look back on them, there's little drawings of dicks all over them. So it's good to think that he was just a dude, But it also means that he didn't think what he was doing was important. Because, like, I have a college degree. I'm not going to draw dicks on that. I'll do it on my notebooks that I don't think are important. And, like that's a really big dividing line. Like, I try to keep that stuff separate, Like, my Facebook is +2 comedy. My Twitter is +2 comedy. My Instagram is +2 comedy. My DeviantArt, you will never fucking know. It's very important that we keep them separate. A bunch of good movies came out, too. Did you guys see Thor? The new Thor movie? Ragnarok? Oh my God, it's so good. If you guys haven't seen it, I won't spoil it. But when they all die at the end, there's this moment where you watch, like, his planet get destroyed. Like, everything is just on fire and breaking, and they destroy the Rainbow Bridge. And I was like, oh my God, where will Mario race his go-karts? And you guys saw Black Panther, right? Yeah. Oh my God, Black Panther was amazing, and it was terrible. There was this racist website that I will not mention because screw them, they're racist. That were trying to do this smear campaign against Black Panther. Like, nobody wants to see this, a black superhero, crazy. Everyone was just against it and they hated on it. And then they released a review of the movie. And the review of the movie was that the movie was a metaphor and that Black Panther represented Donald Trump. And Killmonger represented Black Lives Matter. Isn't that insane? Black Panther was so good that a racist website had to invent a reason why they liked it. They all went to the movie like, oh, we're going to talk about how bad this movie is, and then they all walked out like, ooh, I don't know, guys. Can we come up with a racist metaphor? Because I already bought pop figures. And that movie is so good. And what I love about it is the way they set it up. So, like, in the beginning, there were 5 tribes. And they agreed that there would be one king, except for one tribe, who chose to go live in the mountains. And then when they have their new king, all the tribes come out and they're like, would you like to challenge the king in physical combat? And all the tribes are like, no, we're good. We saw the casting, he's the main character. Except the tribe from the mountains. They come down and they make a big entrance and they're like, no, 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 we choose the challenge. And then they just get their ass kicked. Which means that happens every time there's a new king. Every time there's a new king, everyone from the mountain is like, this is the year, guys. Let's go. Ow, we got beat again. Every time they have to go back home, and there's got to be that one guy up in the mountains like, you lost again, didn't you? You know, maybe we should leave the mountain where it snows all the time and go somewhere where, you know, we can farm and have vegetables. Maybe that way we can win the challenge every now and then. No, we're going to be stubborn and live in the mountains? That's fine too. That plan has never worked before. Let's keep going with it. It's fun. I mentioned this last year, maybe 2 years ago, but my favorite anime is Death Note. Did you guys see the movie? Oh, God. What a heartbreaker that was. It's insane because basically the movie Death Note was directed by a guy who loves Death Note and really wanted to stay true and create a beautiful representation of death. The guy who wrote Death Note overheard his niece at Thanksgiving tell the story of what happens in Death Note. There's a book and you write stuff down and yeah, that's fine, I got enough. That'll be fine, we'll get William Dafoe, it'll be great. That movie was garbage. And it breaks my heart because that movie, I have such a connection with the anime. And then they took this movie and it's probably the best sequel to Final Destination. And matter of fact, what I recommend you do, go back and watch Final Destination and just pretend like Yagami is in the background. It makes those movies so much better. And it's like, yeah, he's going to shave and then he's going to slip and fall and he's going to choke on something in the shower. That'll be great. It'll be amazing. Recently, a friend of mine asked me for sexual advice because I get to make up what happens in my jokes. So my friend John Cena, he's like, no, you're so much stronger and handsomer than me. I need some help in the bedroom. My girlfriend likes dirty talk, and I think that's weird. And I was like, that's not weird at all. Matter of fact, I would say most girls like talking in the bedroom. Like, I don't think there's ever a girl that's like, shh, I like the silence. I want to hear the bed squeak. No, nobody's like that. So, well, I don't know what to say. And I think that's a true fact when it comes to guys in the bedroom. Because every guy, when we try dirty talk, we all use the same move. We run through every bit of figurative language we learned in like high school English. And that's all we say. That's all we got. It's just like, oh yeah, you ready for this? Rhetorical question. I'm gonna bang you like a jackhammer, simile. Yeah, you ready for this big dick? Hyperbole. Yeah, it's getting hard for you, personification. Yeah. Repetition. Go! Onomatopoeia. I love a good one-person applause. And then it's weird because after you come, you want to leave, which is irony. Thank you. So I accidentally went to an orgy recently. Has that come up? Has anyone else talked about that to me? But yeah, I went to an orgy and, you know, a lot of people make jokes, oh, I could never go to an orgy because I don't want to be the one person there that nobody wants to have sex with. It's much worse to be the one person there that doesn't know it's an orgy. orgy. Because we showed up late, and everyone was just like done with round one. So I just walked in, I was like, why is everybody drinking Gatorade? That's weird. All right, cool. Oh, sweet. SNES Classic. I'm gonna play this all night. So I sat down next to this guy, and he was playing Mega Man X. And I looked deep into his eyes. I was like, hey, you got the Hadouken? He's like, yeah, I got the Hadouken. He's like, you gonna one-shot this spider? I was like, yeah, I'm gonna one-shot this spider. I was like, show me. It's important to recognize that I don't know it's an orgy at this point. You know, because like you don't go into some place thinking, hey, there might be an orgy here. No. Like the same way that like when you hear like clop, 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 you think horse, you don't think woman with a saddle. That's the kind of situation we're in here. And he's playing, and he beats Final Fantasy X. Final Fantasy X, what the fuck am I talking about? He beats Mega Man X. He beats Mega Man X. Mega Man X, and we hug. You know, not like in a sexual way, in that kind of like, we just beat Sigma way. You know, yeah, we did it. And he pulls me away and he goes, so, what do you want to do now? And I looked at him and I went, I know exactly what I want to do now. Super Punch Out, let's go. So we're playing Super Punch Out. And every time anything happens, he puts his arm around me and goes, no, you can do this. I believe in you. And at this point, I realize this man really believes in me. So I have to beat Super Punch Out. So I'm playing the best Super Punch Out I have ever played. And then I'm getting sweaty because it's very intense, and I'm like, I need a break. I'm gonna go get a glass of water. So I get up and I get a glass of water. And at this point I'm noticing no one's at the party anymore. And I was like, where is everybody at the party? And then I passed someone, I went, where did everybody go? And they went, oh, he's at the kissing room. And I went, that's a weird response. I should have known it was an orgy. I should have known, but I didn't. So I come back, and they have turned off Super Punch Out. And I was like, what is this? And there's these two dudes on the couch. And they're like, yeah, we decided that we were going to play Street Fighter instead. I was like, oh, I'll play Street Fighter, but there's no room for me on the couch. And the one guy's like, well, just sit on my lap. And I was like, that's weird. But he's using E-Honda, and I know all the cancels with John Lee, so sure. So I sit down, and I kick this cat, and my fiance runs in the room and goes, Noah, the man wants to have sex with you. And I went, no. And I looked at this guy and he went, and I went, oh, kissing room. Oh shit, this is an orgy. And I got up and I grabbed my fiance and I was like, why didn't you tell me sooner that man wanted to have sex with me? Well, first I was like, how did you know? And she said, oh, he told me. I was like, well, why didn't you tell me sooner? And she said, I knew you wouldn't do it. So then I had to get real spite game, because how dare she say that I wasn't going to do it. She'd be like, oh yeah, really? Hey, you like this? Yeah, me neither, but spite game. All right, that's it for me. We got a little bit of time left. I know I went a little bit long. Yeah, we only have a few minutes, and then there's a raffle. So, I said at the beginning of the show, we will answer any nerd questions you have in the back of your mind. Did anybody?
Or any other questions.
Or any questions, yeah. So we like to end with the Q&A. Yes?
So I've been wondering, who do you think would win in a fight? One Punch Man or the Hulk?
Literally, since I brought it up, I went to the back and I was like, I don't know. Because the whole point of the Hulk is like the more damage you do to him,
stronger.
the stronger he becomes. But if one punch hits him, and he doesn't have the power to then like get stronger, that's got to be One Punch Man, right?
It's perpetual energy, and I think we've solved.
Yeah.
Renewable resources.
Wow, that's really strong. Can I get my iPhone in that? Oh, it's already charged. This is great.
That's what Tony Stark would do too. Tony Stark would be like, just hold that.
Yeah, Jim. I need
Thanks,
to
buddy.
power my heart. But the more I thought about it, the more I went One Punch Man.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I like the renewable energy theory.
It's
You
tough
just
for
do
a
it forever.
superhero to beat a superhero parody.
Yeah, that's
He's like, I'm designed to make fun of you and beat you.
That's a good point. But if push comes to shove, I'm going to say One Punch Man. I'm going to say One Punch Man. Thank you, one person.
No, do not clap for his decision.
It was a good choice. Everybody's happy. Any other questions? Any other questions?
That's
Wow.
JoJo part?
I'm sorry?
That's JoJo part.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure?
Yeah, which one? There's 8 parts.
Yeah, no, because I watched 3 episodes and a guy burned another guy's dog alive, and then he didn't then stab that man to death. I was like, I cannot relate to this show.
He did walk the stab that man to death.
No, I'm just like, oh, hey, I gotta burn my dog.
I'm John Wick.
Wait, you did.
Tim's
like, oh,
But that's what I would do.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is like number 2 on my homework anime list right now. It's right under Blame. I've been hearing a lot of good things about Blame on Netflix, so I'll get to it, I promise. I'm sorry. I keep getting distracted by all the other amazing nerd things that I could be watching. Also cooking shows.
I think my favorite part is now John Wick.
It's John Wick. Yeah, John Wick is the best part of JoJo's Bizarre.
The part where I go on and I'm gonna watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and then I see that Nailed It is a show that exists on Netflix, and I'm like, wait, they're gonna do Pinterest crafts?
Yeah, I'm on for that. I'm on for that.
You haven't seen Nailed It.
That's the con we're gonna have to go to next.
We have a question?
Yes, sir.
Who is John Wick?
John Wick is the name of a documentary about Keanu Reeves.
Also, if you've ever seen Keanu Reeves and his dog, do not harm the
Leave
dog.
him alone.
Yeah, just be cool. Just be cool. It's a 2-part documentary.
Yeah, you should check it out.
Part 2, I hope they make a part 3.
I think they're not.
Dude, see John Wick, what are you doing? Alright, if there's... Oh yeah, I'm sorry, you're reading my peripheral.
Do you have a supernatural explanation for why we were both thinking of Nailed It at the exact same time?
Because I'm always thinking of that. That's my secret. If anyone in that room is thinking of it, I'm also thinking
Literally the
of it.
exact same time.
Yeah.
I've been talking about it literally all day.
Yeah, we went back to the hotel to write comedy and talked about Nailed It for an hour. Didn't make it into the set. Should have been.
It's funny on its own though. Like
It is.
It's hard to write comedy about things that are already funny.
That's true.
That's why like we don't have a lot of like One Punch Man jokes, because like it's already funny. It's hard to write comedy about like, hey, this is funny. We're gonna say a thing we also think is funny.
Yeah. Hey, remember this funny part of One Punch Man? Yeah! Do you have a question?
I was curious, how did you get invited to the orgy without being also told that it was an orgy?
We thought it was a housewarming party.
We 100% thought it was a housewarming.
Did you think housewarming had multiple meanings? Because apparently it does.
But and it was
It's like
just
still not okay, guys.
like I know it's a bit, but like we didn't really exaggerate that story much, at all.
As much as you hope we would.
Like it was literally just us walking into rooms and like people looking at us like meanly.
Hi guys, am I interrupting something? Yes. Gonna go play with the cat.
And then I literally walked into the same room and did the same thing. And I was like, we interrupted? Like, yes. And I was like, you guys are silly. So what do you want to talk about?
I was at least smart enough to leave.
Yeah.
And if you had read my Facebook event, that's gone both of you.
You're not moving again soon, are you? 'Cause I'm not buying you another
It
plant.
only happens every time.
It's a housewarming. I'm not
This is a real life that I live, where these events happen to me.
Poor muffin.
Yeah, that legit happens. There's that story. Anything else before we do? Oh, I'm sorry, Tiff, you got both hands.
Any questions?
You're like an inflatable person.
No.
Grace, I guess inflatable people.
I'm not team airhead, I'm not inflatable.
That is not what I said.
No, that's not an airhead thing to do.
No, I said I am an airhead. I
Oh, okay.
There's a big difference. Head. Inflatable. So,
But what's your...
oh, shoot, again, come on! No, I haven't. What was the rating of the +2 comedy sketch coming in? Because I was just like, it's potato steak. It's like
Oh no, did we
potato
offend
steak.
your dog?
How many bad words does your dog know?
So he's seen a lot?
Yeah, so don't blame him misbehaving on us. If Potato goes to an orgy, he didn't learn it from +2 comedy.
I got questions.
He's only half the man he used to be.
Don't dog shame your dog.
No, that's responsible pet ownership.
He's like 70 in dog years, though.
77. 77.
He's seen some shit, man.
Yeah, come on now.
Yeah. Dog's an adult. Oh, yes.
What's your favorite question?
What?
That's a pretty good one. That's a really good one. I like anything that spawns debate. Yeah. I love settling something. There was the one girl that we had that was asking who would win in a fight between Darth Vader and someone like very weak. And she like called her friend and was like, "Can you please tell my friend that Darth Vader would win in a fight between the..." And I think like, I forget who it was, but I remember grabbing the phone. I was like, "You're wrong, dumb." There you go.
So, you know, the other end of this phone is a person who's just getting called dumb by a stranger.
Yeah.
Really? Because this happened in my real life about Tony Stark and Aquaman.
Tony Stark and Aquaman.
Yeah.
That was in the car on the
Someone
way
gave
here.
me a phone to their girlfriend, and I had to explain that Tony Stark's financial power knows no bounds in his capitalist world.
Well, I would imagine that the Atlanteans have their own currency.
And the car.
Seashells. It's not good.
Yeah, but he could buy a lot of property in Atlantis.
Yeah, and then Tony could be like, "Guess we're dumping the waste here now."
And Aquaman's gonna tell the shark on it. Like, yeah, he's doing it.
More time on the ocean than there is on land.
There is a lot of gold in the ocean, Mike.
Yes.
However, $90 pretty worthless.
See, that's why Tony Stark keeps it all scarce.
Yeah,
We're answering a question no one asked.
yeah, nobody asked this question, but let's.
There's a question right there.
Yes, sir.
So, along those lines, who would win in a fight, Yamcha or Genos?
The real question is,
Genos.
One question is, I don't know who that second person is. It's a
He's the sidekick.
without you answering, Yamcha will lose.
No, see,
I love Yamcha, but he died playing baseball. Like,
Genos is so powerful, but he's so lost. Like he's always asking for advice, and he's so unconfident in himself that man, Yamcha's still Yamcha.
again, I love Yamcha, but he's just always in that crater.
I love the idea of crowdsourcing, like since he's not very confident, he's always asking for help, like, "Hey, Facebook follower," like vague booking about it. Like, in the fight of my life, don't ask me about it, PM me. This is my headcanon how this fight goes down now.
So I got a question for you guys. You guys ready for a raffle?
There you go.
Raffle.